All right. Hello and welcome everyone to our Detox the Home webinar. We appreciate you guys coming out to learn more tonight. And just to get started, welcome to how to detox your home of synthetic chemicals. We live in a time when people are becoming more and more concerned about the environment, what they eat, how much they need, how much sleep they need, how to reduce stress, and so on. But lots of people are seeking better health solutions so that they can live better lives. For the most part, we are all seeking better health through nutrition and exercise, and we'll go to great lengths to avoid eating foods that are harmful to our health. But sadly, while a lot of attention has been placed on what we put in our bodies, not much attention has been given to what we put on our bodies and what we use in our homes. So that's what we're going to cover tonight.
So we have our typical disclaimer, and this presentation has not been evaluated by the FDA and it's intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to prescribe, diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. It's your responsibility to educate yourself and to address any health or medical needs you may have with your physician. So please seek professional help when needed. This particular presentation try to help you open your eyes to the things in your environment that you do have control of that might be contributing to less than perfect health.
So we're going to go over tonight 10 of the toxic dangers that are lurking in our homes. And we'll be going through some different toxins first, and then we'll be going into these 10 items that we all have somewhere in our homes: deodorant, antiperspirant, toothpaste, laundry detergent, fabric softener, OTCs like Bengay and Icy Hot, and candles and air fresheners, mold, plastics, drinking water, and household cleaners. So this is something we, most of these we come in contact with daily.
And, it's been very popular of recent years because of people are beginning to get wise to the toxins in products that people are using what they call greenwashing, or using misleading advertising and labeling on products to make people think that they're natural and healthy. There are things in the environment that are natural that are still not healthy. And so this is called greenwashing. And people have grown tired of putting their health in jeopardy, just cleaning their house, cleaning your bathrooms, cleaning your kitchens. So green cleaners have a big appeal because people think that if it says it's green or natural, that it must be okay. The household cleaning industry has caught on to this, and they're making full use of it. These products are labeled green and natural for marketing reasons, and they charge 20 to 30% more just because they say that on the label. They usually contain the same amount of chemicals, and this practice is actually labeled as greenwashing. It's misleading marketing to make products appear green and healthy. And as an example, there's natural products in the environment like arsenic, uranium, mercury, formaldehyde. Those are all naturally occurring and poisonous. So just because they put all natural on there doesn't mean that it's safe.
So our skin's the largest organ in our body. The American Academy of Dermatology states that our skin is our body's largest organ. It serves a number of purposes, mainly to function as a barrier to protect the body from the outside world. Our skin serves as our first line of defense and works closely with our immune, our digestive, circulatory, and nervous systems. The skin works with these body systems to maintain and support the conditions that our cells, tissues, and organs need to function properly. Because the skin is our body's largest organ, what we put on it and come in contact with gets absorbed into our bloodstream and integrated into our bodies. And I think sometimes we don't really think about that. We just think it washes off, but if you think about when you walk into a store and you go through where there's a lot of fragrance and how it sticks to your clothes. So if it's sticking to our clothes, it's sticking to our skin. Um, the skin is not a coat of armor on our body. Of course, it protects our body, but it's highly permeable. Our skin is also our body's thinnest organ. Only 1/10 of an inch separates our delicate organs from all sorts of toxins, many of which have estrogen mimicking effects that can destroy all of our good health intentions. Toxins are absorbed through the skin or mucous membranes from drinking water, showers, bathing, or swimming. Chemical additives such as chlorine or fluoride are poisons. Yes, they are. Just ask any chemistry professor. Municipal water supplies often contain residues of prescription drugs, pesticides, artificial fertilizers, and other residues from crop runoff. So, what we put on us and it washes down our drain ends up in the water supply. They can clean it, but some of the particles are so small it doesn't get cleaned out. If you can't eat it, do you want to put it on your skin? Many medicines are in fact delivered through the skin, demonstrating without a doubt that we absorb what we wear.
Yeah, to me that was a really powerful demonstration when I started learning about essential oils, and someone told me, well, they have nicotine patches and they have estrogen patches and hormone patches because it gets into the bloodstream faster when you put it on your skin than when you take it in an oral medicine. So that's kind of scary when you think about what we put on our skin.
Very scary.
So, cleaning products. Wow. I don't know about you guys, but I used to have, just like this picture with all these different cleaning products, I used to have all those cleaning products under my sink. And it was like this huge, I don't know, cabinet full of stuff. I had different cleaning product for everything I cleaned in the house. Now I have one product, basically. Well, I have two or three, but they're all in the thieves line. So we expect our products to do what they say they're going to do, but do we know what they're made out of? Unlike foods and beverages, and cleaning and personal care products are not required by law to carry a list of ingredients. So we're going to take a look at some of the most common ingredients used in these products and the possible dangers they produce. So the typical American home, most of us on this call are pretty typical, or at least we used to be. Some of us have changed. The typical American home has 3 to 10 gallons of toxic household cleaning materials that can cause respiratory problems, eye irritation, endocrine system disruption, and cancer. And children are especially vulnerable to the toxins because they have a higher metabolism and their immune systems are still immature. So there are people that are on both sides of the argument. Some are telling you that, we're all going to die from this chemical, and other folks are saying, oh, it's all good, everybody uses it, nothing to see here. But it's our goal tonight to give you information. And if you're not sure which side to believe, do your own research. Do Google searches. Look at your products. Every ingredient that's on that product, you can do a Google search and find out all about it. And you'll be shocked at what you find out. We still want our homes to be clean and fresh of pests and harmful germs, but the chemicals we use to clean our homes pose very serious health risks. And why would we want these toxic chemicals around us and our families? You think about your children crawling around on the floor after you've mopped, and there's residue left of those chemicals on there. You walk barefoot in your house, your pets run around in there and they get it in their paws. And we wonder, why there's so much sickness. So it's our goal to help you do your research. And as consumers, why would we want toxic chemicals around us and our families? The only way we're going to get people to stop making all this stuff is to quit buying it. And that's really the bottom line. The only way they will stop is if it hits them in the pocketbook. So most consumers are not even aware of the hidden dangers in the products that they use every single day and how pervasive the health threats are. So this is why it's important to educate ourselves and find out about the toxins we're using and ways that we can limit them or reduce our exposure to them, and what products are safe and effective alternatives.
So the first chemical we're going to look at is triclosan. And according to the FDA, triclosan is an ingredient added to many consumer products to reduce or prevent bacterial contamination. The EPA classifies triclosan as a pesticide. In fact, the EPA gives triclosan high scores as a human health risk and as an environmental risk. But yet this is what you find in most of your antibacterial soaps and your hand sanitizers. The FDA states that scientific animal studies have shown that triclosan alters human regulation. Other studies in bacteria has raised the possibility that triclosan contributes to making bacteria resistant to antibiotics.
And that was hormone regulation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's another one of those that can be an endocrine system disruptor and can affect our hormones. So just think about how many people that you know that have hormonal, irregularities. And the study on the back of it being a resistant to antibiotics actually comes straight from the FDA website. I can even give you the web address for it if you want to review it later. So, these are the things that, as they say, contributes to antibiotic strains such as MRSA. And that happens because, these chemicals are created in the lab and they're the same all the time. So our bodies and our viruses and bacteria are very smart, and they become resistant because it's like, oh, I know that. And so it doesn't help anything anymore. You're better off just using soap and water or plain water. And then some of the other things we'll talk to you about later.
Mm-hmm. Parabens, these are really commonly used in just about everything as a preservative, and it's not always on the label. Sometimes you'll find it, many times you won't. Companies use parabens as an inexpensive way to make their products last longer while preventing bacteria growth. Now, there was a study done by the Journal of Applied Toxicology that detected high amounts of parabens in breast cancer cell growth. So parabens are able to bind to estrogen receptors where they encourage breast cancer cell growth. It mimics the natural estrogen that leads to cancer. It can also contribute to sterility in males and hormone imbalances in females, as well as early puberty. Have you noticed how much younger kids are reaching puberty these days? It's because of all these toxic things that we're using day in and day out. So check your body soaps, your shampoos, your hand soaps, makeup, deodorants. All of them are known to have parabens in them. So look for it. And know, too, that if the company products is not a full disclosure company, which most of them are not, they don't have to list everything. They can hide ingredients by telling the powers that be that it's a proprietary recipe or whatever. And that's how they are able to hide it.
So phthalates, you can just look here at all the list of items, but the CDC website states phthalates are a group of chemicals used to make plastics more flexible and harder to break. So think of all of the plastics you come in contact with daily that are flexible and hard to break. Some phthalates are used as solvents, dissolving agents for other materials. They're used in hundreds of products such as flooring, adhesives, detergents, lubricating oils, automotive plastics, plastic clothes, so your raincoats, personal care products, your soaps, shampoos, hairsprays, nail polishes, and phthalates are used widely in polyvinyl chloride plastics, which are used to make products such as plastic packaging film and sheets, garden hoses, and inflatable toys. So think about all those fun little inflatable toys our kids play with through the summer. Blood storage containers, medical tubing, and some children's toys. And, like Jackie mentioned on the parabens earlier, phthalates, if it's in a plastic toy, a lot of times you have no idea that it's in there. pretty much we can figure out that there's something toxic in there when we open it and it reeks. So I figure that's a pretty good indicator. Much of the existing literature on phthalates, toxicological properties focuses on the old approach to toxicology, high level exposure for cancer endpoints and occupational exposure leading to adult infertility. In the past several years, however, particularly led by Earl Gray's laboratory at the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, attention has turned to low dose toxicity of phthalates during crucial windows of fetal development. So that's scary to me that, you know, just us coming in contact with those phthalates in products can be detrimental to our unborn fetuses. So think about those babies as they're growing and we're inundating them with all these chemicals before they even start, you know, breathe their first breath of air. As these studies have advanced, they have fundamentally changed our perception of potential health risks of phthalates. So you can just look there again at all the different things that phthalates have been linked to. It's a carcinogen, it's linked to birth defects, lowered sperm count. So think about how many families that you know of nowadays that have a hard time with fertility. A lot of these chemicals, you'll see how they, you know, affect our reproductive organs.
And isn't it phthalates that they put in fingernail polish to make it last longer?
Yep.
Those, you know, things like that, you're putting it on your skin and you're getting that exposure. So something to think about.
Yeah. And then, yeah, the last thing you see here is it's banned in Europe. So
yeah.
why would another country ban it if it's safe for us?
Absolutely. Fragrances, man, our society is a society of fragrance. That's for sure. Fragrance is basically a secret mixture of chemicals. That's the other way they hide all the toxic ingredients in products, is they'll call it fragrance. And they don't have to tell you what it's made out of. They're not required to list it, and they talk about it being a proprietary recipe. Toluene, which is in fragrances, is a known neurotoxin. It causes loss of muscle control, brain damage, headaches, memory loss, speech, hearing, and vision problems. How many people get a headache when you walk in, or just get uncomfortable when you walk into the department store where they have all the perfumes and the makeup and all that stuff? I can't even walk near those things now that I've cleaned up my life. I've actually become more sensitive to it because I'm not desensitized to it like I used to be. So compare this to therapeutic grade essential oils. And something to mention here, not all essential oils are safe because many of them are adulterated with fragrances. They're enhanced because they're not, they put things in them to make them smell sweeter. A lot of people, if you're really into essential oils, you'll notice that, you know, there are some oils that people don't really like the smell of that much because they're used to these toxic synthetic fragrances that are created in a lab. And so a lot of essential oils have these things added to them to make them smell sweeter because that's what people are used to. So it's very important for you to understand where your oils come from and whether or not they are adulterated with other fragrances. 1,4-dioxane is a byproduct, and it's not listed on any label because it's a byproduct of other things. But it's found to be toxic to your brain, your central nervous system, kidneys, liver, and your respiratory system, and it's in 2/3 of all laundry detergents. So people don't think about your laundry detergent being a very toxic thing. Dr. Mercola has a big article on that. And the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which regulates cleaning supplies, air fresheners, laundry products, all of that, it currently does not require manufacturers to disclose any ingredients on the label, including fragrances in these products. And the same is true for fragrances in personal care items, which are overseen by the Food and Drug Administration. The Household Product Labeling Act, currently under review in the U.S. Senate, would require manufacturers to label consumer products with all ingredients, including fragrance mixtures, but it hasn't happened yet. And disclosing all the ingredients could be a first step to understanding the potential toxicity and health effects. But again, that hasn't happened yet, and it could be years before any, if ever. They're just talking. So you got to do your own homework and make choices that are not toxic for you and your family.
So sodium lauryl sulfate, or SLS, this one was a big eye-opener to me, because even before I got into Young Living, I was using green. Remember, Jackie talked about greenwashing earlier. Green organic products, and I found SLS in a number of those after I started learning about toxic chemicals. So sodium lauryl sulfate is a surfactant. It's a detergent and emulsifier used in thousands of cosmetic products, as well as in industrial cleaners. It is present in nearly all shampoos, scalp treatments, hair color, bleaching agents, toothpastes, body washes, cleansers, makeup, foundations, liquid hand soaps, liquid detergents, and the list goes on and on and on. Pretty much anything personal care or cleaning is going to have it in it. Although SLS originates from coconuts, the chemical is anything but natural. The real problem with SLES or SLS is that the manufacturing process results in it being contaminated with 1,4-dioxane, a carcinogen byproduct. So that's what happens, is a lot of times our products will start from something natural like this, a coconut, and then through their processing, they make it something very unnatural and very toxic.
Yep.
So SLS is a sodium salt of lauryl sulfate, and it's classified by the Environmental Working Group Cosmetic Database as a denatured surfactant, cleansing agent, emulsifier, and foamer, rated as a moderate hazard. So the other thing I would recommend people getting is there's an app you can get for your phone called Think Dirty. That's what mine is for an Apple. And you can type in products and it will give you a rating of their toxicity, and it'll even go into which ingredients make it that and what those ingredients can cause. So that's something good to note, but I don't ever use mine other than when somebody asks me, because I use all of my Young Living products, which are zeros on that chart. Mm-hmm. SLS goes by many other names also. So, it's not always going to be listed on your product as sodium lauryl sulfate or SLS. You might see it. I'm only going to mention a few of them because they're big, long words, but you can look them up. Sodium dodecyl sulfate, also A13-00356. I mean, if you were looking at a product and it has a number on it, I mean, that right there should be a deterrent. To me, anything I can't read is a deterrent to me. But these big long words for it. So look it up. I'm not going to try to read them all, but look at some of the things it causes. Hair loss, and this is what blows my mind, is it's in shampoos and it can cause hair loss. It's in things that are around our face and can cause cataracts and rashes. And yet again, we see another product or another chemical that's been created in a lab that's banned in Europe and Canada. Yeah. So some of the other countries have gotten smart.
So yeah, as Patty said, there's many reasons. Here's a list of several of why to avoid SLS, and I'll just quickly say it irritates the skin and eyes. It's toxic to your organs. It's toxic to your reproductive system. It's a neurotoxin, endocrine disruptor, and causes biochemical and cellular changes. It also can mutate and cause cancer. So just avoid it at all costs. Just avoid SLS, SLES, and anything that sounds like it.
Anything has those initials.
Right.
So propylene glycol is found in cleaners, deodorants, and toothpaste, detergents. It's used to keep deodorants from drying out, and it's the main ingredient in antifreeze. So why in the world would we want to have the same ingredient that is in antifreeze in our deodorant that is being applied to our armpits? I'll let you answer that question. The EPA considers propylene glycol so toxic that they require gloves and goggles when disposing of and burying it. It is amazing that all these toxins and chemicals and many more that are not listed are presented in products that are designed to protect us. But yet we have to wear a protective organism on our hands to dispose of it. That's kind of scary. The European government has banned over 1,200 more chemicals than the USA. Under the Federal Hazardous Substance Act, household cleaners are the only household products for which manufacturers are not required to list all ingredients. So go check out your soap that you use to wash your hands if you haven't switched over yet, and check on the ingredients. And you will probably see this one and many others in the ingredient list. Certain ingredients like fragrances, for example, are considered trade secrets, and government regulations are designed to protect proprietary information. Jackie already mentioned this to you guys. The power that large companies have through well-funded government lobbying efforts have allowed them to avoid legislation, often hiding behind the principle of trade secrets. Most people assume the government oversees the multi-billion-dollar household cleaning products industry, but the reality is that it's largely unregulated. According to the EPA, of the nearly 3,000 top-selling chemicals in the U.S., only 7% have a full set of basic toxicity information. For the most part, the EPA simply relies on voluntary testing agreements with major manufacturers. Without full disclosure, you can unknowingly expose yourself, your children, and your pets to unhealthy chemicals. The Natural Resource Defense Council recently tested 14 air fresheners and found that 12 contained phthalates, and none of them listed it on their label. So we can't even believe the labels of the products that we buy in the store. No. We may not ever be able to rely on the government to force regulations on companies and make them list these ingredients on their labels, and that is why we must take the responsibility and educate ourselves. Nobody else is going to do it for us other than ourselves.
That's right. And if you trust the government to take care of you, where have you been? So, we're going to talk about some alternatives, which, yay! We've been all doom and gloom up to this point, but we're here to tell you that there's an answer for all of this, and it's really, really simple. And it's through Young Living, because Young Living products are all toxic free. They don't use any of these products in anything. So Young Living has a full line of products for helping you replace these toxic things, but we also, some people like to make their own with, you know, Young Living products in them. So we're going to talk about a little bit of those tonight. We're going to talk about how you don't have to spend a fortune to protect your family from these products and these toxins. And actually, you're probably going to save money if you really get on board and do what I've done, what Patty does, and what we teach people to do. I actually save a lot of money because of the way we do our cleaning products and everything like that. And yes, I think I'm a little late to the party here. I just saw that Rebecca left a chat that she was told it takes 26 seconds to get to the bloodstream. And yeah, that's absolutely true. But so we're going to go forward here and give you some options. And if you really want to get into making your own, if you're not yet a Young Living member and you decide you want, if someone invited you to this class, whether it's me or Patty or somebody else on our team, get back with the person that invited you, and they can help you get set up with your own account, and then we'll work with you one-on-one and help you learn a lot more details. Tonight we're just trying to show you that you have options. And so all these products on this slide are products made by Young Living. And so we've got replacements for deodorant, toothpaste, laundry detergent, fabric softener, physical you know, when you're working out and you need, instead of using the cooling products, I forgot which ones you mentioned, Patty. We have
Icy
our
hot, Bengay.
Icy Hot and Bengay. Those have toxic ingredients. We have peppermint, Panaway, and Cool Azul products. Never, ever, ever use air fresheners and scented candles unless you're making your own scented candle with beeswax and toxic-free wicks. People don't realize that some of the most toxic part of a candle is the wick because it has lead in it. A lot of them have lead in them. So use a diffuser with essential oils in it. It's much better. It helps clean the air. It smells great, and you don't have any toxins. We can use the Thieves products in the diffuser to prevent mold from forming in the house, and put oils that are the vitality oils in your water. And household cleaners, we've got everything you need when it comes to household cleaning, laundry, dishes, everything. We've got a Thieves product for all of those.
All right. So first one we're going to talk about is deodorants. Just as a reminder, conventional deodorants and antiperspirants usually contain ingredients that may cause cancer. And these products are designed to remain on our bodies for hours, which increases the absorption of the chemicals through the skin. This doesn't even take into account the aluminum in most commercial antiperspirants. And then there's a lot of scientific controversy over the aluminum, some saying that it's no big deal and some saying that it may cause Alzheimer's. So definitely something to research. I just take it as a metal is not something natural that should be going on my skin. So I just not going to use a product that has it in it. I remember when I first started switching over from deodorants, or before I started switching deodorants, I used an antiperspirant. I still sweat. Then I would smell like BO and whatever toxic chemical they'd have in there, whatever floral or whatever they had put in there. And, you know, I'm putting that right on my armpit, which is where we release toxins. So, you know, I'm putting toxins into the area that's supposed to release them, which doesn't make sense to me. It's crazy, right? But I found afterwards when I started using, you know, making my own or using something natural or using my oils, I actually sweat less. You know, why would you think I would sweat less? Because I've removed the toxins that I'm putting in there. My system was able to detox, and so less sweat and a much better smell. So what are some of the things that we can use in replace of them? Young Living makes their Aroma Guard deodorants. They're the first natural deodorants formulated exclusively from therapeutic grade essential oils and all natural ingredients. They provide a pleasant and safe alternative to commercial deodorants and are free of propylene glycol and toxic aluminum salts. You can also, a lot of us make our own deodorants. You can make a spray. I do one that I use coconut oil and arrowroot and baking soda and then whatever oils I decide to use. You can just use straight oils. So they have some listed here: lemon, lavender, frankincense, purification. Those are all great ones. I also like using Joy as one of my favorite ones too, or Melrose. All of our body chemistry is different. So what works for one of us might not work as well for somebody else. So you have to see which one works best for your body chemistry.
And Susan Wilson chimes in and says, I use these, they're great.
Awesome.
So toothpaste, this is one of my really favorite topics to educate people about. The toothpaste that you buy in the grocery store, I don't care what brand it is. I have never been able to find a traditional toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it. And fluoride is a neurotoxin, and it is one of the nastiest things in the whole wide world. You can make your own toothpaste. We're not, you know, if you decide you want to know more about how to do that, you just let us know, and we can give you tons of recipes and so forth. But basically, Young Living has several different toothpastes to choose from. They've got the Kids Sense, which is for the kids. They've got Dentarome Ultra and the Thieves Aroma Bright toothpaste. And these are amazing. We use both the Ultra and the Aroma Bright. I like them both. I just kind of alternate them around. And they're incredibly good, as well as the mouthwash. All of these are Thieves in the Thieves line of products. So it uses the Thieves oil, which is a blend of cinnamon, clove, rosemary, lemon. What am I forgetting? Anyway.
Eucalyptus.
Yes, eucalyptus. So it's a great product, and it's in all of our, so many of our solutions for toxic-free homes, as you'll see as we get a little further on.
I love this toothpaste. And also a side note, something that I learned a long time ago is, and I use the Dentarome Ultra for this, but it also works great as a deodorant.
Yeah.
So instead of having to load two things into your travel case, you could just load your toothpaste in, and you have a deodorant and toothpaste in one. It works.
Yeah.
Yep. There. Laundry detergent. So our laundry detergent, remember all the toxic chemicals we had already spoke about in conventional laundry soap. And, honestly, I cannot walk down, past, or even on the row behind the laundry detergents because the fragrance is so overwhelming. It literally gives me a headache just walking past it. If I have to walk down to get a sponge or something, I literally have to hold my breath. So I have to move fast. We could make our own laundry soaps. I used to do that, but thank God Young Living came up with Thieves laundry detergent, and
I love that stuff.
Awesome. So I don't have to make my own anymore. It lasts our family of 3 for a couple of months. And my husband, nobody knows my husband, he does karate 3 or more days a week. So every time he comes home, he has to wash that karate uniform. So we do a lot of laundry. So it takes a very little bit of this. You can add, sometimes, especially now in the summer with the heat, our clothes, if we don't take them directly out and put them right into the dryer, they'll get kind of a musty smell sometimes to them. So you could put like a drop of purification oil in there just to kind of freshen it up even more if you want. And then I think Jackie's going to be talking to you about what you can do from the dryer side of it.
Yeah.
The Thieves laundry soap can be used also in high efficiency washers, and it provides about 64 loads of laundry. So that's pretty powerful stuff. It has a great light citrus scent to it.
So yeah, for fabric softener, liquid fabric softeners and dryer sheets are incredibly toxic. I mean, they are just full of toxic fragrances and other products that stay in your clothes. They never come out. And you can, if you have hard water, you can soften your water with Epsom salts or sea salt, and then your favorite essential oil, as well as a half cup of baking soda. So you can put that in your wash, or I like to use vinegar. I put vinegar in the receptacle where you would normally put bleach, which we don't use. And I just pour vinegar in there if I have especially stinky clothes or if I'm putting towels in and I want them to be soft, the vinegar really does that very well. And then we have the dryer balls. These wool dryer balls they're just wool. They're totally toxic free. They're all natural for real. And you can put essential oils on them and throw 3 or 4 of them in the dryer with your clothes, and they bounce around with your clothes and keep your clothes from getting staticky, as well as soften them and give them a nice little oil fragrance. So just use the oil of your choice on your dryer balls. I love these things, and I use them all the time. And they help you dry your clothes faster too, because they're bouncing around in there, absorbing water.
We use these all the time too, and it's more for us. for just adding some scent, because what we found was after we switched from conventional laundry detergent, our clothes don't have static anymore.
That's right.
Yes, because it's free of chemicals. So if you think about those chemicals that are in the laundry soap, when you go to put it in a dryer and it's, getting heat, it's getting that friction of clothes, there's where your static's going to come from. So we don't have static in ours anymore.
Yay.
Yay! We have our dryer balls. So there's also a lot of wonderful products for physical activity. So, when the FDA has issued warnings on the risk of people getting chemical burns from some of the other topical pain relievers like Icy Hot and things like that are supposed to give a gentle warming sensation, but instead could potentially cause second or third degree burns, which is kind of scary. Swelling, scarring, and unfortunately the warning label does not include that risk of information. But the wonderful thing is we have lots of alternatives. And the one that you'll see here is our Cool Azul Sports Gel, which we love, but it's formulated with an unprecedented 10% of pure essential oils in every 3.4 ounce tube. Its leading ingredient, aloe vera, further adds to its uniqueness by adding the formula's making the formula's base highly beneficial. So it's very hydrating to the skin. It has peppermint and menthol, camphor. It has some oregano, and then our Dorado Azul essential oil. What I love even more is this year at convention, and it's not on this slide because this is an older slide and I didn't add it on here, but they released our Cool Azul pain cream, which is amazing. I love it. I love the Cool Azul sports gel, but I love the pain cream even more. And, my husband and I own a wellness studio, and we work with people in movement and Pilates all day, and our clients love it when we use it on them. We also use a lot of the oil. So you'll see here Panaway, peppermint are some of our favorites. Deep Relief Roll-On is a wonderful one to carry in your sports bag. And then along with a lot of, we have a great sports massage oil. The OrthoSport massage oil is wonderful. I like to put that like on my legs in the evening sometimes, or I have from the years that I ran and didn't know all of the correct ways to stretch, or even stretch, when you're younger and go through injury and run through it anyways. I have some residual of that. So putting some of that on my knees, putting, the Panaway on the back of my knees is wonderful. So there's tons of oils. The other one that's not on here that I like to add with Panaway is Copaiba. Copaiba and Panaway together is wonderful.
And just not to back up, but we need to kind of move along here. But somebody asked a question about soy candles. I don't particularly like soy myself, but I would recommend you do your own research and come up. I like beeswax. If I'm going to do candles, I prefer the beeswax.
Yeah, I think you can find some like organic soy, but like Jackie said, I would do the research on it.
Yeah.
I use my diffuser. I used to be a candle freak. I had candles everywhere, parties and candles galore. And now I can't even stand being around them, but I just use my diffuser. I don't use a candle anymore. Yeah. I like to have some for backup.
And you also eliminate the fire hazard.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on. Then
candles and air fresheners.
That takes us right into the next one, which is replacing those candles and air fresheners with the diffuser. And I don't think we need to spend any more time on this other than to say that the diffusers actually help clean the air, and you can get rid of all the toxins and artificial fragrances by using essential oils. You can play around with different ones and come up with your own favorites. They even have the new kids diffusers, as you can see. So a lot of the kids like those in their room. Next.
So odors, common mold, and mildew. All I can say is thieves, 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 thieves.
Yeah.
Um, I love, if you notice, the very first diffuser is the TheraPro diffuser. If you're ever needing to really get a concentrated amount of your oil, undiluted, out, these are wonderful. It just sends the oil straight out. And if you're dealing with mold or mildew, that's what you want to do. So you just screw that Thieves bottle in, turn it on in the bathroom, leave the door shut, and let it go. Um, and then, we have our Thieves cleaner, so you can clean things down. I always try, especially if I'm working with mold or mildew, I try to use straight Thieves as much as I can. You can definitely use the cleaner to clean it down. And I use the cleaner to clean everything, all my surfaces, fabrics, upholstery, carpet, floors, walls, dishes. I love it because it's safe to have around my daughter and our pets. I don't have to wear gloves and a mask to clean anymore. I don't have to have the family leave the house to clean anymore or open the windows. So, and I recommend that you go in, saying that we're talking about how it can be helpful with mold and mildew. Go in and do Google searching on the ingredients in Thieves, the rosemary, the clove, the eucalyptus, the lemon, the cinnamon, and you'll find awesome articles and studies on the benefits of these oils.
And Rebecca's asking how long would you let it run in the bathroom?
If I was trying to deal with mold, I'd let it run till the bottle was empty. Just to be honest, I would have it on straight. You can set your timer on it to where how long it goes for and also how long it's off for. If I was really working on a mold issue and just trying to, use my oil to benefit me with that, I would have it go full blast without any time off.
The only thing is, thieves oil can be very strong, so
Yes.
you don't want to go hang out in the bathroom while it's running. You'll get
No.
overdose.
No.
It's totally safe just to leave it in there, and then when you stop running it, you can just open the door and let it air out, and it's fine. But I wouldn't run it straight like that and then stay in the room with it.
No, not at all. We even put some in our paint if we're painting a room.
Yeah.
Haven't had any issues with it. Hasn't messed the paint up. So it kind of takes some of the smell out of the paint. Even those non-VOC paints still have a little bit of scent.
And healthy water. Most all of us struggle with getting enough water every day. And we're so used to drinking flavored drinks and soda pops and this kind of stuff that we rarely drink enough water. And even me, who hasn't had any of those other drinks in years and years and years, I still sometimes struggle to get enough water every day because I'm busy and I just don't think to drink it. So when I put essential oils in my water, these labels on this slide don't show the vitality oils, but basically, I pick lemon vitality, peppermint vitality, the sleek essence. All these are great for internal consumption. And I just put it in my water and it makes me want to drink more water. So it tastes good. I get the benefit of the oil as well as the aroma, and I drink more water. So that's a win-win all the way around.
Oh, yeah. I can't drink my water without it anymore.
I know.
And if I put peppermint in it, especially if we go back and talk about from the sports aspect too, it's just very energizing.
Yeah.
To me, especially, midday. So household cleaners, I already kind of hit on this earlier talking about our Thieves cleaner, but our Thieves cleaner, once we started using it, we replaced everything in our home. The only other thing that I make is like a soft scrub sometimes using my Thieves cleaner. But basically I have one bottle. And the awesome thing about it is it's a concentrated bottle. So it only takes a cap full of the concentrate to make a whole spray bottle of cleaner. And we use that for everything in our house. Even though we have a fruit and veggie soak now that we can use also that the Young Living created. I still use my thieves cleaner. I just spray down my veggies and rinse them off.
Yeah.
And I love their dish soap. That was the one thing before they came up with it. I was like making my own dish soap using my thieves cleaner. Now I don't have to do that anymore. And it takes a tiny little drop.
Yeah.
Now, remember, it doesn't have the SLS in it, so it's not going to suds up like your other conventional dish soaps, but
But
it's
it
going to
does get it
clean much
clean.
better
Yeah.
than those. And
Yeah.
it's not going to have the toxins on there. And they also have the veggie spray, and then you have your thieves hand cleaner. So there's tons of ways to use your thieves in your cleaning.
And you're going to save so much money because the Thieves Household Cleaner comes in 2 bottle sizes. There's a 64 ounce and then there's the 16 ounce, I think it is. And one of the 64 ounce bottles will make 192 bottles, 30 ounce bottles of cleaner. If you were to buy that many bottles of cleaner in the grocery store or whatever, it's going to cost you about $450 to $500. So you're going to save so much money, it's not even funny, and you're going to eliminate all those toxins, and your house is going to smell great.
Mm-hmm.
As well as the laundry detergent, it's so concentrated. You only use a little tiny ½ ounce per load, which costs about 45 cents. The bottle doesn't look really big, but it lasts a long time because you don't need very much at all.
No.
Okay.
So one of the starter kits that Young Living has is the Thieves Premium Starter Kit. And with the starter kit, you actually save over $140 from if you were to buy it retail. It's quickly becoming one of the popular kits, and it's an excellent replacement for chemical-based cleaners throughout the house while promoting your healthy lifestyle. Jackie's going to talk about next the Premium Starter Kit, which honestly is my favorite. And I like the Thieves Essential Rewards Kit. I like to get the starter kit because I like the diffuser, and then do the Essential Rewards Thieves Kit as an add-on. And you get all the same stuff minus the stress away and the little oils, but you get the clean and all that. But whoever invited you can give you more information on that.
And then the other premium starter kit, we actually have 3, but we're only going to talk about 2 tonight. And this is the oil premium starter kit. And it comes with 11 bottles of oils, the ones that we talked about in the class tonight. And we didn't cover all of them, I don't think, but it comes with Thieves Digize, which is great for digestion, healthy digestion, lemon, copaiba, peppermint, frankincense, purification, RC, lavender, and panaway. And it also comes with a diffuser. So the dewdrop and or the home diffuser is included in the price of $160. And again, this is over $350 worth of product. And so you get one of those diffusers in the cost, in the $160. If you wanted to upgrade to either the Rainstone or the Aria diffuser, there's an added additional price to that, but you're still saving a ton. Like the Aria diffuser at wholesale is $225. But if you get it in your starter kit, it's only an extra 100, right, Patty? Is that what it was, 100?
Yeah, it's $260.
Yeah, so it's $260 instead of $160 if you want the Aria diffuser instead of the dewdrop or the home. And a lot of people like the Aria. It has music in it, and you can also plug in your iPod to it and play your own music. And it's just really, it's kind of nice and pretty. But any of them are going to do a great job in your home. So this is our most popular starter kit because it comes with the diffuser. And because you get all these oils. And it also comes with the 2 Ningxia Red packets, so you can sample the antioxidant drink, as well as the sample essential oil sachets, and then tons of other little goodies, little sharing bottles and cards. And it's just a fabulous, fabulous starter kit. It's like the most incredible. When I first started, they didn't have this stuff. And, I paid like, I don't remember what I paid, but we didn't get a diffuser. We didn't get any of this stuff. So this is really awesome, and you can't beat that anywhere. So this is the best way to start. And what we recommend you do if you've not got an Essential Rewards, a Young Living account yet, get back with the person who invited you to this presentation, and they can help you get a wholesale account, which is where you're going to save the most money, and there's no strings attached. By having a wholesale account, you do not have to buy every month. You don't have to sell anything to anybody. You don't have to sign anybody up. You just buy whatever you want, whenever you want. And if you spend at least $50 a year, your account will stay active. So I like to compare it to Costco and Sam's Clubs, where you pay a fee every year to have the right to buy it wholesale. And when your year is up, you have to renew it. With Young Living, when your year is up, as long as you've spent $50 over the previous 12 months, your account will remain active. So that is like the deal of the century. And I'll let Patty close with a big thank you. And I just want to thank you guys. We didn't introduce ourselves at the beginning. We're so eager to get going. I'm Jackie McLaughlin. I'm a Platinum with Young Living, and I'm really happy that you guys joined us. So Patty?
And I am Patty Abel, and I am a Gold with Young Living. Couple of last quick little things that we'll go through, just because I like you guys to know all the information. But another thing is Young Living every month does promos. So always, if you're enrolled, watch your email, watch your team pages for these specials. Who doesn't want to get freebies?
Yeah.
And then Jackie, did you want to talk on Essential Rewards? Or
yeah, this is one of my favorite features of Young Living. They have a reward program for people who are buying every month. I mentioned earlier you don't have to buy every month, and that's absolutely true. But if you're like me and Patty and all the people that we know in Young Living, once you realize all the toxins that are in your home and all the products you're going to stop buying, you're going to take that money and you're going to spend it on products with Young Living that are healthy and natural and toxic free. So you're going to not spend more money. You're going to just reallocate the money you've been spending on healthier products. So if you set up an Essential Rewards order, it's a monthly order, and it has to have at least 50 PV, which is basically $50, in order for it to qualify as an Essential Rewards order. But as an Essential Rewards order, you earn points on everything you buy. So the first 3 months, you earn 10%. So if you spent $100, you would get $10 a month for the first 3 months, and they accumulate in your account. You have a little points bank, and then you can go in and place a quick order, not your Essential Rewards order, but a quick order, and you can just use your points to pay for it. And then after 3 months, the 4th month through the 24th month, you earn 20%. This is a new increase in points. It just starts September 1st. So it used to be you didn't get to 20% until you were on it for a year. Now you get there on your 4th month, so it's really awesome. And then after 24 months, it goes up to 25%, and then it remains there. So on the old system, where the most you could earn was 20%, last year alone, I cashed in points for over $1,600 worth of product throughout the year. So it's well worth it. It pays you back over and over and over again. And then in addition, another new thing they've added to this program is anybody who's on Essential Rewards, after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months, Young Living is going to send you a gift in addition to all your points. So this is like the no-brainer, best deal of the century. Anybody that gets account needs to be on Essential Rewards to get all the benefits coming to you from your wholesale account.
There it goes. So we'd just like to thank you guys for joining us again tonight. We live in a chemical world, and every day we are exposed to toxins, chemicals, and pollutants. It can be overwhelming to even think that we can avoid all the exposure. We learned that even some of the so-called green products are damaging to our health, and it may not be possible to avoid all of the toxins in our lives, but there are plenty of ways that we can significantly reduce our family's exposures through simple lifestyle changes and behaviors. We can decrease them by using therapeutic grade essential oils or Young Living for cleaning. And it's really not as hard as you think. It's very easy. And the good thing is we're here to help you along that journey each step of the way. So blessings of abundance. And thank you guys for joining us. I am going to stop the recording, but we'll go in and see if there's any questions. So we'll still be here to answer any questions that anyone has.